Greetings everyone, my name is Dr. Jason Freeman and I'd like to welcome y'all to my channel. In this video, I'm going to take you to Liverpool, England. We're going to learn all about the connections between the Confederate States of America as well as Liverpool during the Civil War and talk about the profits made by Liverpool from the slave trade. We're also going to go to the International Slave Museum in Liverpool and see some of the interesting exhibitions there. Now at any point, feel free to click the notification bell or subscribe to my channel to get more content. So, without further ado, let's begin.
On top of the church tower to this day, there's a gold sailing ship, because it was the first thing the sailors would see when they were sailing down the river.
So learning some really interesting facts. So Liverpool has the oldest black population in Europe because of sailors coming over from various places. So it's pretty interesting. So one thing that we talked about, or that we learned about, was kind of this idea of Gorée, which was this island off the coast of Senegal, Gorée Island. And so a lot of things are here are named that, like the Gorée warehouses for that place in Senegal.
And you can see where the cotton was traded and the plans were made how to.
So we're just shown a Confederate kind of memorial, Confederate acknowledgement here in Birmingham, here in Liverpool. So here he is right here. Because Liverpool played a significant role in the Civil War, both kind of siding with the Confederacy, but also is where the Confederacy actually surrendered ultimately in 1866. So after the war was over, the last Confederate ship actually surrendered here in Liverpool. All right, so I think this area is a little more sheltered for the wind, so you should be able to hear me a little bit better. But yeah, we've seen a lot of really interesting stuff here. Like we've been heard a lot about like the American connections between like this American South as well as Liverpool. Interesting thing is how much money Liverpool made from the slave trade. So in the conversation about like reparations, for example, it's interesting to think about like, should Liverpool be in that conversation? I definitely think yes, because again, the wealth is still here from that time where they profited significantly off of the labor of, say, my ancestors, for example, in the American South. So we actually just stopped off in a cafe here in Liverpool, and so this is actually the oldest building in Liverpool. So we're actually inside. So I'm doing it from the inside because no wind, basically. So you can actually hear my voice now. But yeah, so we're going to be kind of continuing our explorations. We're going to go to the museum, the Slavery Museum here in Liverpool. So I'm trying to, I'm charging my phone right now, so I'll be heading out pretty soon because I don't want to hold up our group. I do want to quickly show this mural in the hallway out here. I don't want to begin, just to kind of show the connections between the U.S. Here in Liverpool as well as West Africa, where, of course, those slaves were taken those many years ago. So this is kind of what I was talking about. So you have here you have connections showing between Europe, the Americas, including Africa here, including like West Africa, and then the Caribbean, and the U.S., including Maryland here. So, yep. All right, so we're in the International Slavery Museum. It's a little dark in here, so we have a hard time seeing me, but just kind of walking through here, you can kind of see it's the third floor of, I think, the Merseyside. I think that's what they call Merseyside. So we kind of walk through, and they're just talking about kind of the history of slavery and kind of the impact definitely, encourage y'all, if you're in Liverpool, come here. There's nothing really like this in the United States, not really. Unfortunately, we don't really, in my opinion, do a good enough job talking about the real history of the United States, which one of the core things in regards to wealth, in regards to institutions, was it was balanced on the back of slavery and a major economic force. All right. So we're just gonna kind of go through here. Probably need to get mine. Placing it a little bit better right here. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna show off some stuff. So I'm kind of keep this continuous. I'm just gonna walk and talking until basically it dies off. I'm probably gonna go down and charge the phone at some point. So yeah. And so probably after this, I'm gonna go somewhere and eat. Try to maybe another, what's it called? The Turtle Bay is a place we can maybe go. There's a couple Afro-Caribbean places around here. Oh. Duke University's own. So this is Mr. John Hope Franklin. So he's a scholar. I've been admiring him for a long time, and so it's interesting to come all the way to Liverpool and then kind of see him talking about slavery. So you find a little bit of North Carolina in Liverpool. So Ignatius Sancho, a major figure, abolitionist figure of African descent. So I'll be doing a video on him at some point. Interesting to have Woodrow Wilson here. So Woodrow Wilson reintroduced segregation, or introduced segregation to the federal government. So he's not a racial, he's not necessarily on the good side when it comes to race. So interesting that his quote is here, because he's definitely not a person I'm a fan of.
And then all of a sudden, Solomon, he fall in. The master's hands got him, and they was yelping and slapping on his face. One bit his hand and was dragging at him, while the dog who owned the dog was laughing at him. The master took Solomon back to the plantation, so all the slaves then see what had happened to them.
Okay, so what we saw earlier was the Sophie Hayes Foundation Freedom Quilt, looking at 2022, so from last year. We just turned 2023, a British victim of human trafficking. Now, when you think about slavery in the modern sense, that's kind of what we're talking about, like human trafficking, workers, sex assault victims. This is modern. So slavery is not just a thing in the past; it's still something that's going on in the current time today. Even at various places, chattel slavery is still happening. And chattel means slavery, how people are treated as property. So the brutality of slavery, you get to see images of that here. And of course, even this is sanitized compared to some of the horrific things that we know happened in like the Caribbean, in the American South, even to some extent in Great Britain itself. Though of course it wasn't as common here as it was in those places. So Ignatius Sancho, who I'm gonna again do a video on later. I think I want to do like March or so. And most famous Baltimorean, one of the most famous Baltimoreans, Frederick Douglass. So African American, quote from him here. We got Reverend Barber from my home state. The creator of Kwanzaa, Maulana Karenga, so he's here. Talked about him a little bit. Member of Parliament. Bernie Grant, we'll look him up. All right, definitely come check this out at some point. Yeah, I'm actually gonna head and get some food now. But yeah, if you're in Liverpool, or if you want to go to a place to learn more about this kind of Black history and some of the issues faced by the Black community, definitely come here to the Liverpool Slavery Museum. Oh, can't get away from Marks. What's up? So I am currently at the Cavern Pub in Liverpool. So it's on the same street as like all the Beatles stuff, like the Beatles Alley and all that stuff. I tried to go to Turtle Bay, which is like an Afro-Caribbean place. Unfortunately, they were booked up, so didn't think to do it ahead. But just kind of, stopping and kind of talk a little bit. But basically, yeah, it's been a really interesting kind of trip. Yeah, I've been exciting to learn all this stuff about the history of Liverpool, as well as with the slave trade and all, Confederacy and the connections there, and also about the surrender of the final Confederate ship, the Alabama. So that was interesting. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to. So we're going to Bristol tomorrow. We're gonna be heading to the north of the country after that, and then finally to London if the train strike doesn't kind of derail us. No pun intended. So I'm trying to get some food. I am starving right now. So I came all the way here to Liverpool just to go to McDonald's. So the reason I'm doing this is because I am trying to make sure that I can get back to the bus on time. So I'm just going to do something really quick. Again, I tried to do Turtle Bay, but that just didn't work out. So, this is always an easy go-to. Now, I will say this may be the last McDonald's I go to while I'm here. I'm going to try to make sure it's the last one. There's plenty of good food option around here. Yeah, so I'm just kind of doing my thing. So, all right, so I'm going to head back. So I just cleared my throat. So I'm actually at a Dunkin' Donuts here in Liverpool. One interesting kind of thing I've noticed, a lot of places I'm going, just a lot of American businesses, industry, almost like reverse colonization here. So yeah, just a lot of American corporations here. I'm probably gonna head over to the, I guess the cafe at the International Maritime Museum, which is where the International Slavery Museum is located. So I'm gonna head over there. And then the bus will be coming through at about 4 o'clock. So I might be there about 15, 20 minutes, about a 10-minute walk from here. Yeah, we're about to head back, gather up all of my students. I saw a couple when I was grabbing some food, so I know they're around. So if we leave out of here after 4, that's no big deal. I have everybody's number, so. But yeah, been a pretty enjoyable day here in Liverpool. Definitely want to come back. We'll be coming back with the next group of students in about a year. Looking forward to that. And I'll do a little bit better preparation and kind of preparing where we're going. But yeah, hopefully Maria will be here. So Maria was our tour guide today, so I will put her information I'll put her information in the description box below, so you can kind of see and check out her tours when you come through to Liverpool. Cool. Yeah. Now, as always, if you found anything interesting or informative in this video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, feel free to share this video. If you have any questions about Liverpool or the international slave trade in general, please leave those questions in the comment section below. Thank you all for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day.